special treat today. Boys Ranch coach Mike Lozano has stopped by to chat with us, and we're deeply honored to have you into the studio. And
great studio. Yeah, I'm really impressed.
Coach Lowe has been at Boys Ranch. This is your sixth year now.
Sixth year, yes, sir.
And first of all, tell us, you're a longtime Panhandle resident, graduate of Caprock High, coaching several places around here. Tell us your experience about Boys Ranch and why you chose it.
Well, I tell you what, Boys Ranch is always, it's always been in the back of my mind, and being there, when I was there at Randall and the years I was there, and everybody kept saying, well, are you going to get a head job? And you need to start looking. And I started looking myself. I'm going, well, I'm almost getting to the point of retirement. And I said, if I'm going to do it, I better do it. And it just fell into place. It's a neat thing how everything just kind of came together, and felt that that's where I needed to be. And of course, one of the things that I wasn't going to be aware of when I got out there is just, the football really wasn't a big issue there. They just kind of went there, played the game. It was an outlet for the kids to just be involved in something, and that's about where they were at. Of course, going out there, having to change the community's philosophy on how they approach football games, and as well as the kids, working on the kids, and the fact that, hey, we really got special kids out there. We really got a lot of athletic talent. It's just being able to channel that and bring it together. And I can remember, all I ever heard the first year I was out there is, Coach, they can't win as a team. And that's all I need to hear. All my life I've been told, well, you can't do this, you can't play high school ball, you can't play college ball. And I said, well, just tell me I can't do something, and by gosh, I'm going to do whatever I can do to get it done.
And what Coach Lowe's done is you've made the playoffs for the first time in school history. Can you talk about that briefly, how emotional that was?
Oh, that was huge, and that was a special group of kids. They just, by that time, been there 4 years. They were buying into the program, and they just realized, hey, we have a group that we can get it done. And of course, they hung in there as good district, and lo and behold, we make the playoffs and play Wellington better than anybody had played them that year. And it just a tribute to those kids and how they hung together and played as a team.
One thing you want to talk about, Coach Lowe's so respected. You can't imagine the coaching staff he's got out there, and a lot of quality men who have decided to do that with you.
Oh, definitely. And that's every head coach knows. You're only going to be as good as your assistants, and I've just been blessed with some great assistants. They know the game well. Not only do they know the game well, but they know how to work with these kids, and that says a lot for them, and of course says a lot for our program. The fact that being able to work with them in a way not only on the football field but off the football field. I know a lot of them just spend a lot of extra time with them, and it's really special and neat to see that.
Yeah, congratulations on all that. Right now, the Rough Riders are 2-1, coming off a big win over Vega in the rivalry game of Oldham County, and a lot of just a tremendous atmosphere.
Oh, it really was. Of course, when you mention Oldham County to our kids, that means nothing to them. I got to be a little bit more. I use it, the Canadian River Shootout, because we got the Canadian River just right down the road there. So they can visualize that a little bit better, and it's a really neat thing, and to be able to play that game. The only two teams that play football in Oldham County, and somebody's going to win, and it's always, in the last few years, it's been real exciting.
Tell us a little bit about your team. You're 2-1. Laquan McGowan, the great lineman you have there, humongous man, and is committed to Baylor. Congratulations on that.
Well, thank you.
That's a process that a lot of people don't realize how intense that is, quite honestly.
Of course, this year's team, knowing going in just the quality of leadership we were going to have, and really they have taken ownership of the team. Matter of fact, the other night, when we had scored our second touchdown, we were thinking, well, do we go for two? Do we go for one? And I said, all right, well, we're going to go for one. Well, it ended up happening. We kicked the extra point, made it. We got a penalty, so that moved us back 15 yards, and all of a sudden, I'm going, well, we probably need to go for two now. And they're going, Coach, he can do it. He can do it. And they're talking about Tanner Lively, and they go, Coach, we believe he can do it. And I said, all right. I said, you guys got the call. Let's get her done. Of course, he pulled it, but it was a great kick and everything as far as having the length. Because now we were looking at a 37-yard extra point. And you know, it's just the fact that these kids believe in each other, and they can say, Coach, we can get it done. And just like Laquan was saying, you know, Coach, you run behind me, we'll get in the end zone. And that's the kind of team that we've got, that they're taking ownership of it, and that's what you got to have. That's
tremendous. Boys Ranch plays in one of the toughest districts in our state. I mean, that's not over-exaggerating at all, what with Canadian, Stewart, WT High, Sunray, and then Coach Lowe hasn't backed off his non-district schedule. This week you have Spring Lake Earth. I just saw in the Harris ratings today, as a matter of fact, I know you want to hear this, they're ranked #1. So can you talk about that? Obviously it's a big challenge for you guys.
Well, it's always a big challenge. Every week we step out, it's going to be a big challenge. And the fact, of course, knowing that the way our district was going to be set up, I'm thinking, well, you know, we cannot sit there and get the easy wins. We've got to prepare each week and get better each week. And of course, you know, the week before last we were playing Bovina. At that time they were ranked 5th in the state, and you know, they were lucky to get away with a win. I mean, we were up 10-7 at half and just didn't show up in the 3rd quarter, but our kids kept pressing, you know, and you know, wanting to come back. It's just, you know, Bovina's a good ball club, and the fact that you know, when we look at it, when I scheduled this, you know, we played 9 games. 6 out of the 9 games, you know, were playoff teams from last year. So, you know, even opening up with Wheeler, you know, at that time they were ranked 9th in the state, and being able to beat them, I mean, it's just you know, that's what you got to do in order to prepare, especially with us, for this you know, this district that we're in, and knowing that, golly, you got Canadians sitting there in Stratford and Sunray. I mean, there's not going to be a week off that you better show up and play.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous how tough that district is. Coach Lowe, thanks for coming in, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention your Caprock Longhorn playing days. The last time the Rock was 5-0, 4-0 even, this was the quarterback of the Longhorns. This year they're 3-0. Keep up with your old school at all?
Oh, definitely. I mean, like I said, we sit around there and talk about it in the coach's office, you know, saying, hey, man, the Rock is coming on. I'm going, well, yeah, I mean, that's a good deal. It's always good to see, you know, somebody that's been down, you know, rise up to the occasion to play good ball.
And I just want to say, Coach Lozano, he'd appreciate any prayers out there. The man has gone through, he's a cancer survivor. I had my father pass away of cancer, and it's a big issue for me, and I'm sure yourself.
Definitely, and the thing about it, you know, it's been a really neat thing, especially out at the ranch, you know, the way people care for you and always asking about you, and the team themselves. I mean, they were real concerned, you know, especially last year when I was going through all the surgeries, and then finally, you know, when I was, you know, done and going through the, you know, strength and conditioning this summer, they're all going, all right, Coach Lowe is back.
Great feeling. Congratulations on that. We cannot thank you enough for coming in today. Appreciate your insight on what's going on. And Boys Ranch will be taking on Spring Lake Earth. What a big game in the Panhandle. And we've got several others that we'll talk about here briefly.